So you just returned from a pretty interesting trip. Can you tell us where have you been?
That's true. That's true, and we'll share it with our other guests here. I just came back from Ukraine, which we all know right now is fighting a war, and is a neighbor to Poland, where EonD headquarters are. And it plays a special place, of course, in not only in our hearts as Poland, but with EonD we have a number of employees who are from Ukraine. And while our experts, a lot of them, have also come from Ukraine itself. We've also had a strong background in terms of expertise available for government assistance and government reform, which we wanted to see how can be best, of course, used to aid Ukraine. One of the things actually we've done as EonD, we started this quick program when expert fees from quick consultations can be also donated to support the humanitarian efforts in Ukraine, which EonD matches as a donation
Wow.
to the cause. Of course, we've been doing that, but also a little bit from my personal expertise as an expert in government capacity building. I went to see how we can help the central and regional administrations respond to this terrible situation, of course, that the country is in. And I think want to share with you and our listeners, it's always a humbling experience to see what people are capable of in times of dire straits, in time of extreme situation. It takes out the best of them. And I think, it's something to share with you and our listeners that Ukrainians are really showing that they're very, very brave, that they're very, very committed, and they are playing an extremely important role for the whole of Europe and the Western alliances here. So I came back, from this trip, wanting to support even more, and of course, seeing the bravery and the extreme effort that the Ukrainian population is doing currently.
Yeah, we really thank you for your humanitarian efforts. And, I know the news really shows us some horrible scenes, but we can't forget the best of people really come out in the worst of times. But from your point of view, how has this war really affected the nature of regular work across your region?
Well, I think the closest part is clearly an effect on our employees and on their families, and something that we needed to take into consideration. In the greater schemes, I think it also adds a bit of a new dimension into a certain reality where we're already starting to find ourselves, meaning that that there's people who are remote, people who are moving, and they can engage in work quickly in different locations to provide their services. This has happened with a lot of Ukrainians coming through the border to Poland, but also traveling to other places which have certain skill sets and have been looking to work, not really receive charity. And with EonD functioning in the global gig economy, we can observe that that these type of different jobs are being sought from different skilled workers coming from Ukraine. So I think the conflict where you have such a mass movement of population is showing us that people can quickly find different type of short and midterm jobs via online platforms, and this was something that I think fits in also in this greater change that we're seeing globally in the work market.
So that's something that I actually didn't think about. It wasn't really top of mind, but there's I guess literally millions of people coming across the border into Poland, and they want to work. They still have a life, but this is a completely different dimension for human resources, your HR team. I mean, companies don't typically design their HR department to handle a flood of refugees, and especially trying to do remote work. You know, EOD is, I mean, you have to do HR too. How did that happen?
Well, I think for us, this part is a little bit easier in the sense that we have our experienced recruiters, right, who are dealing with this type of short-term recruitments. But I think if you look more broadly at the whole market and HR market across the whole Central Eastern European region, not just Poland, it is trying to respond to allow a lot of the refugees to find jobs and be able to provide their support. And in some areas, for instance, like IT, this is an extremely important factor, because there was a scarcity of actually talent and people who could be ready to work in this area. So I think that certainly adds to the dimension. But again, we'll have to, of course, see, because we're only a month and a half, and we hope this conflict ends as soon as it can. But then also people will want to return home. So so for us, actually, the thing we'd want most is for the people to return, but still relationships to be built so that people can find jobs.